Hey first graders, it's Mrs. Campbell, and today for our art lesson we are going to be working on making a pumpkin patch. It is starting to become fall, and one of my favorite things is to go pick pumpkins in the pumpkin patch. I wonder if that's one of your favorite things too. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to use a combination of some materials. So I'm actually going to use a pencil, some paper, I'm going to use a Sharpie, and I'm also going to use some paints, and I'm going to combine all of those things to make an artwork today of a pumpkin patch. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about how to make things look like they are going far away in the distance. Okay, so one trick that artists use is that when things get farther and farther away from us, they look like they get smaller, right? So when someone's walking far away from us, they look like they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller, even though we know they're not shrinking. Okay, but artists use that same idea in their artwork to make it look like their artwork goes far back, or it looks like you could almost stick your hand into your artwork. And today we're going to practice that with making a pumpkin patch. Now, if at home you don't have a Sharpie or the same paints that I'm using, you could use other things. You could even color it in with crayons or markers. I'm just showing you one way of using some different tools to make our pumpkin patch. So check out this video and watch how I make my 3D looking pumpkin patch. Okay, so I'm first going to start by drawing a line all the way across my paper, but I want it to be towards the top a little bit. So it's not in the middle, it's towards the top. And then I'm going to start drawing some pumpkin shapes. The ones that are closer to the bottom of the paper, I'm going to make nice and big. And as I start to draw pumpkins that are going closer to that line that I drew, I'm going to make them smaller and smaller. I'm just kind of scattering them all throughout the paper, just like you would see them at a pumpkin patch. So they're not necessarily in a straight line, and they don't have to be perfect circles or perfect pumpkin shapes. They're just kind of all over. But notice the ones that are towards the bottom of the paper are nice and big. Okay, so those are the ones that are closest to us. And then I'm going to draw some lines that kind of go at an angle towards the back of my paper. Okay, so these lines are going away from us, so they kind of angle a little bit. And they're going to go back and they're going to meet that line that I drew, the very first line that I drew. And I want to make sure that I skip over my pumpkins. I don't want to draw over my pumpkins, so I want to stop and start my line before and after my pumpkins. Just like that. So this line I'm going to adjust a little bit, but they should just kind of go back towards that line. Next, I'm going to add some details in the back, like houses or a barn, and I'm going to add lines on my pumpkins, and then I'm going to trace everything with Sharpie. Next, I'm going to get my paints, and I'm going to paint over everything. The cool thing about painting over Sharpie is that it won't disappear. Also, a tip is orange and black make brown. So if you don't have brown, you can make your own. Here's what the final product looked like. So I kind of just let all my colors mix together. I was not worried about trying to make them perfect and staying in the lines. The cool thing about the Sharpie is, like I was saying before, it won't go away, it doesn't mix, it kind of still stays there. So even if the colors mix a little bit or go outside of the pumpkin or outside of your barn or your house, then you're still able to tell what exactly is going on in your picture. That's the cool thing about it. So give it a try and let me know how it goes.